What happened to Karlie Lain Gusé?
Today, the story of one missing girl who suddenly vanished, 16-year-old Karlie Guse.
During the early morning of October 13th, 16-year-old Karlie Guse disappeared from her home in Bishop, California.
This is a missing person investigation, but we are considering every possibility.
Karlie Lain Gusé went missing at the age of 16, last spotted in the vicinity of her residence in Chalfant Valley, California. Karlie Lain Gusé was born May 13, 2002, to Zachary Guse and Lindsay Fairley. She was the younger sibling in the family, joining her older brother Kane. The marriage of her parents ended in divorce when Karlie was a toddler, with Lindsay gaining sole custody of both children. Despite the separation, Lindsay and Zachary maintained a friendly relationship, ensuring that kids see their father regularly. When she went missing, Karlie lived with her father, his new wife Melissa, and her two younger half-brothers. Their home was situated in the White Mountain Estates region of Chalfant Valley, a quaint community in Mono County, roughly 15 miles away from Bishop City. Disappearance. On the night of October 12, 2018, Karlie expressed a desire to go to a football game at Bishop High School, to which her parents agreed. However, she didn't end up attending the game. Instead, she went to a house party, or simply a small get-together of friends consuming weed. Around 8 p.m., Melissa reached out to Karlie, offering her a ride home from the game. Karlie responded, assuring Melissa she would secure a ride back with her boyfriend, Donald. During the gathering, Karlie decided to consume weed despite having previously experienced a negative reaction to the substance. There are suspicions that the weed may have been spiked or replaced with another substance, or that what Karlie consumed wasn't weed, given her severe reaction. Following this, Karlie exhibited signs of paranoia, with Donald noting that her behavior became erratic and she appeared to be frightened by everything. The events that followed are subject to varying accounts. According to one version, Donald reached out to Melissa, requesting her to come and pick Karlie up. Conversely, another account suggests that it was Karlie who contacted Melissa directly, asking her to go and pick her up. During this conversation, Karlie is said to have expressed her fear to Melissa and mentioned that she was making her way down Dixon Lane. At approximately 9 p.m., upon reaching the trailer park, Melissa discovered her stepdaughter was missing. In her search, she noticed a faint light in the distance and eventually found Karlie, who was almost a mile away, frantically running down the street, using her cell phone for light. Karlie quickly got into the car, visibly terrified, a state that Melissa described as ghostly, noting her extremely pale face and dilated pupils. On the way back home, Karlie exhibited intense fear, repeatedly expressing her concern that the car might end her life and frequently changing seats. Zachary had returned from work by the time they got home. He and Melissa observed that Karlie's erratic behavior persisted. She alternated between cowering in a corner and expressing profound love for her parents. She exhibited a particular hatred of her cell phone and seemed fearful of her parents approaching her. When questioned about what was troubling her, she could not answer, only stating that she didn't know. To soothe Karlie, Melissa prepared a salad for her dinner, which Karlie oddly referred to as the devil's lettuce. Although her frantic behavior was somewhat calm, she remained anxious, disoriented, and paranoid. Eventually, she confessed to having smoked weed at the party. This revelation led Zachary to speculate that she might be experiencing a severe reaction to the drug. Despite her distressed state, both Zachary and Melissa did not perceive her condition as life-threatening and chose not to take her to the hospital. Post-dinner, Melissa and Karlie engaged in some bonding activities in Karlie's bedroom, which included painting their toenails, engaging in coloring, and reading passages from the Bible. Despite these calming activities, Karlie's behavior remained unusual. Observing this, Melissa discreetly started recording Karlie using her cell phone, hoping to show her stepdaughter later the impact of her high behavior. In the recording, which lasts for 8 minutes and 45 seconds, Karlie is heard expressing her fear of falling asleep, worried that she might not wake up, and questions Melissa on whether she would call 911 if something happened to her.
No. You're gonna kill me. Karlie, listen to what you just said to me.
Would you call me?
911? If for what reason? If there was an emergency? If there was an emergency, yes, I would always call 911. Yeah.
Following the recording, the two continued to talk, spanning from 10:30 p.m. to 3 a.m. until they fell asleep. Early morning of October 13th, Karlie went to her room to rest. However, the subsequent events are shrouded in uncertainty due to conflicting statements from Melissa. Initially, she told law enforcement that she checked on Karlie at 5:45 a.m., finding her peacefully asleep. Yet, when she woke Karlie at 7:15 a.m., she was nowhere to be found. Later, Melissa changed her story, stating that she had stayed with Karlie throughout the night and only realized she was gone when she woke up at 7 a.m., also observing that the door to the residence was partially open. Intriguingly, Karlie had departed without taking any of her items with her. The conflicting accounts provided by Melissa have cast a shadow of doubt on Lindsay, Karlie's biological mother. Lindsay vividly remembers a troubling phone call she received from Zach at approximately 9:35 a.m., in which he conveyed the unsettling news that Karlie was gone.
I received a phone call at 9:35 a.m. from Zach, and his response was, "Lindsay, Karlie's gone."
The term "gone" raised red flags for Lindsay, instilling a sense of unease and suspicion. She later shared that Karlie might have lost her life to a drug overdose, and she suspects that Melissa and Zach might have been involved in covering it up. Zach and Melissa have found themselves under intense scrutiny and have faced harassment regarding their potential connection to Karlie's disappearance. Despite the speculations and accusations, there is a lack of tangible evidence to prove these claims. Upon inspecting the residence, law enforcement officials discovered no signs of forced entry. Karlie had left all her items, cell phone, eyeglasses, and any cash she possessed. The FBI conducted a thorough examination of her cell phone and social media profiles, uncovering a message to her boyfriend in which she expressed her suspicion that the weed she consumed at the party might have been mixed with another substance. This discovery has led authorities to consider the possibility that she might have still been under the influence of the drug at the time of her disappearance. Before she went missing, Karlie was dealing with being suspended from school for using weed. This had negatively affected her schoolwork, so she started attending counseling sessions. Right before her disappearance, her friends noticed she was having some troubling moments, and she was worried that someone was tracking her through her phone. The testimonies of 3 credible witnesses who reported sightings of a young girl matching Karlie's description on the morning of October 13th have led investigators to conclude that she did indeed leave her home alive. Importantly, 2 of these individuals were familiar with Karlie, having met her before. Richard Eddy was at his home when he observed a young girl with long hair, clad in a t-shirt and gray pants, passing by between 6:30 and 6:45 a.m. Her actions struck him as unusual, as she appeared to be looking up at the sky and waving a piece of paper as she walked. Around 8 a.m., a woman believed to be Melissa came to Richard's house seemingly searching for her missing daughter, thinking he might have seen her.
I think it was about 8 o'clock, maybe, I'm guessing, probably, that her mother says, "Have you seen my daughter?" And I told her the story that I had just seen a girl walk by, but I didn't know it was her. "Oh, that was her. I think you were the last one to see her." I said, "Well, I don't know. Well, I'll help you go look."
Richard searched the nearby canyon on his motorcycle to see if the girl was still there, but he could not find her. Another individual, Kenneth Dutton, reported a sighting of Karlie that same morning, noting that she was holding a piece of paper. A third person also reported seeing Karlie, describing her as walking south, approximately 30 yards east of Highway 6 and 100 yards south of Sierra View Road, sometime between 7 and 7:30 a.m. Karlie's mysterious disappearance has captivated audiences, drawing extensive investigative efforts and public attention. However, authorities have encountered significant challenges, needing more crucial leads to pinpoint her current whereabouts or clarify the sequence of events after her last confirmed sighting. In December 2018, blood-stained underwear was found near coyote droppings, collected for analysis but mistakenly sent to the wrong facility. The sheriff's office later stated they did not believe the underwear was related to Karlie's case. There have been reported sightings of Karlie in California and Nevada, though none have been verified. In January 2019, 18-year-old James Doolin pled guilty to contributing to the delinquency of a minor linked to Karlie's weed use at a party before her disappearance. The case continues to be investigated as a missing person with no conclusive evidence of a crime. Despite numerous tips, investigators have not identified significant leads, leaving no individuals cleared or charged with the case. A private investigator hired by Lindsay has criticized the sheriff's office for not following proper investigative procedures, including failing to analyze Karlie's bedding and inspect the family's vehicles. Theories. While what exactly happens remains the subject to investigate, there have been proposed theories to this case. 1. Lindsay, along with numerous internet detectives, suggests that Karlie may have lost her life due to a drug overdose. She questions Melissa's credibility due to inconsistent accounts of the events, while Melissa denies involvement in Karlie's disappearance. 2. Another prevalent theory, supported by Melissa and Zachary, suggests that Karlie may have been abducted, possibly while she was walking along Highway 6. There is the possibility that human traffickers might have taken Karlie as she walked along the highway. If this were the case, there is a chance she could still be alive, albeit trapped in a life of forced prostitution. 3. A third theory draws a connection between Karlie's disappearance and the case of Madeleine Lingenfelter, who went missing from Reno, Nevada on September 19, 2018. However, this theory lacks evidential support, especially considering that Madeleine's corpse has been found. Conclusion: to date, the case remains open and unsolved, leaving a family in anguish and a community searching for answers. The hope is that new information will eventually come to light, providing closure and answers to the many questions surrounding the mysterious disappearance of Karlie Lain Gusé.